Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here for the second edition of Retail Centrix. So I will speak about AI with a first part about really the challenges and the increase of speed on how AI is used in marketing in general. And a second part with a practical case of A Telecom on how we can really use AI today and for the future. So in a few words, I'm Hubert, the co-founder of Universem. We are a digital agency supporting the performance of our customers thanks to digital marketing. We support customers like Orange, MeDirect, Bank, Leonidas, Poincho, or Manier, who are here in the room with different expertise and with our team of 30 people now. If we speak about AI is everywhere. It was talked just before already also, but it's everywhere in our daily life, but also in the job, on what we do. Maybe you came here with your GPS, AI is already there to support and find the best way for you personally, based on the data that he has. It speeds up so fast, I would say, over the past 6 months. If we take this graph of Google Trends, end of November last year, so just 6 months ago, ChatGPT was everywhere in the news. AI was now much more tangible or visible for the general public. So everyone was speaking about really artificial intelligence. If we see that, the trend is really huge. You have 2 or 3 times more people speaking and searching on Google about artificial intelligence over the past 9 months. So it's an increase, and it will only speed up when we see the announcement of Microsoft, of Google, on how they want to integrate it even in the Word, Google Spreadsheet, and all the other tools. So it's really interesting. Also, we see with ChatGPT or Midjourney, we are speaking about using text to generate images. Tomorrow it will be text, images, video, voice, PowerPoint, any information to generate any information. So the use cases will be just unlimited. And that's really promising. It's really interesting as an agency founder when you speak about your customers, how it could be used for the 60 customers we have. And at the end, AI is just a tool. If you are an average marketeer, you will stay an average marketeer with AI. So with such a technology breakthrough, you really need to have training for the team, training for everyone to understand the challenges behind it, but also the skills to think about strategically what could be the impact on your business, on your marketing. So if we project ourselves in 1 year and 2 years, AI will be even more accessible to everyone, even more accessible for us as marketeers. And we should think about, okay, what's the impact, but what can I do for my marketing? Not to use AI per se, but to use AI to support my marketing, my business objective. And these are the conversations we have with our customers, and that makes it even more tangible. All of this, when we think about a technology breakthrough, yes, AI exists for years, but now it's available to the general public. And it raises lots of questions, lots of impact on the jobs. Yes, there are already job losses. Yes, we could have some discrimination. Yes, there has been, and there will be even more data breaches due to the usage of AI within companies. But I would say it's when you have a technology breakthrough like AI, it's normal to have challenges, and it will take time. It's so fast. The changes 6 months ago, it was the beginning of ChatGPT. Now it seems normal. We use it in our daily life already. But it's such a change that, okay, regulation has to come. EU was speaking about it yesterday. It will continue. And it will change, but I'm really firmly optimistic for the future that AI is a solution to support, to be like Microsoft. I like the name they use, Copilot or the sidekick. that it will support your job to save time so that the analysis of the data that is collected in Fidelity or all the CDP, DCR, etc., that we have seen just before, as a human, you can't analyze it. You don't have the capabilities to analyze this, but the algorithm, the tools will be able to do it for you and to support your decision-making, your business, to automate some tasks that are less interesting, and that you can free up some time to be more strategic, more impactful on your business or your private life. So a lot of changes in a few months, but it will only speed up. And so we were discussing with Elise in the room a few weeks ago to say, okay, A Telecom, she's the marketing manager of A Telecom, and we're discussing, okay, AI, we are speaking about it, but how can we really use it for a brand like A? And for those who don't know it, it's the young brand of Orange. So how can we target young adults who are not calling anymore, but they are using data every moment to be connected to their social media, to their friends, to anything of this. And so they launched 2 years ago this 100% digital brand here in the Belgian market. And 2 years after that, they have launched many campaigns focused on the young generation and to target and to find those customers that were not easy to reach for a brand like Orange. And around a month ago, I think there was a hackathon within Orange with students of EFEC, and they came out with the idea, okay, should we target the parents instead of the young adults with the campaigns that we do? And so while discussing with Elise a few weeks ago, said, okay, do we need to launch a campaign for that? Should we do a test? Not a massive campaign like they are doing now on some VOD or in digital out of home, but should we do a test to learn if it's the right way to do it? I said yes, and let's take the challenge to use AI to learn about it. And so that's where we can start. As a digital marketeer for quite a few years now, my reflex was to go on Google Ads and to say, okay, let's take the Google Keywords tool. Is there a need for family subscription or subscription for my children? And there it was a few queries per month in Google, in Belgium, in Flanders for a family abonnement, but nothing about children because it's too sensitive, and so Google is giving away no information. So you don't know if the people are looking for subscription because Google is not sharing it to the public. But then I said, okay, let's use a good prompt in ChatGPT-4 and say, okay, let's find a prompt where we can have several good practices like a role definition, a good task that we want that to perform, what's the content that we need, what is the results that we expect from the answer I will receive from ChatGPT-4. Also, I used the last version with the beta to do web browsing so that it can consult the content of A Telecom that is available today on their website, so that it's not all the information, but really the information about it. And from this, I could already see what was interesting, what was the reasoning behind ChatGPT. When you have web browsing, you can see, okay, he went on the website, read the content, and based on that, started to do a lot of queries in Bing and visited some website to understand what were the information that could be interesting to help me in my quest to find out if the parents are a good target for my campaigns. Interesting to see this, to have also the sources that is using. And after that, I received a long answer. I just used the first part of it. And I have to admit, it was quite average, so general answers. So the data about telco in Belgium is not really big, so only a few results. I think it will change in a few months when we could combine own data with what is available from ChatGPT or another alternative. But It was not really what I was expecting, but still, there was one source that was interesting, and that when they found out, it was a study, in the US, not for the Belgian market. We are a very small market, but that shows that around 30% of the people, of the young adults, the mobile subscription plan is paid by the parents. It was confirmed that about all the tech expenses, the mobile plans are paid firstly by the parents. And so when you see this, you say, okay, clearly there is a need for the parents to test and to see what we can do. But also, let's do a test with the brand DNA of A, not Orange. It's another story and not the same targeting, the same way to communicate. And so from this, okay, let's see how we can create much faster a campaign. And let's start by the landing page. If you go on A Telecom now, you will see it's really targeted for the young adults, but for the parents, we should have another point of view. Again, what I did, and it speeds up the process to find ideas, is okay, let's find some arguments to target the parents based on the content of A Telecom, but focusing also on a headline, sub-headlines, content, so that I could use it easily in my landing page and speed up my process. Also, I did a few prompts to come to it. The first answer of ChatGPT was, okay, communicating in the vous, so the formal form of, and not the tu, as in French. And so that was just a challenge. And based on that, okay, you receive some headlines and after sub-headlines, etc., etc. I'm not a creative copywriter myself, but I could find already ideas. It's not perfect, but it gives ideas on, okay, how can I combine this? Is it matching what I think is interesting? For my test, it can help. And out of this, I created this landing page to say, okay, I could do it in French or in Dutch or in English or any other language, but how can we target this? Create an image with Midjourney in 20 minutes to have something that will match and to create this link between, okay, the audience I will target, the link and the landing page, so that there is an experience, and that we can now integrate it on the website of A Telecom much more rapidly than before. Once we have the landing page, easy, a normal campaign creation, you need to update your material. And so that's where I use another tool that is available. I could have used different tools, but I use Microsoft Designer that is freely available to create lots of banners. Launched 3 months ago. Thanks to AI, you can create copy, landing page, and so on. And what I did, okay, let's take the colors of Hey, from the blue, the yellow, the red. Yes, it's a bit aggressive, but it's for the good target. And from this, I took the visuals of A, did some elements. It's not perfect, but I'm sure that tomorrow, if we ask to the creative agency to create those templates, to create those elements that we can reuse in the banners, and then we can apply it, it will be much faster to create your campaign. As a marketeer, often we see the case where, okay, I want to test this, but okay, I don't have the resources. It takes too much time to have the feedback from the designer. It's too expensive. But now, thanks to those tools that are popping and growing so fast over the past months, that you can create it and have more flexibility, more creativity to do it. And it's really only the beginning. 2 weeks ago, there was the Google Marketing Live event. Just a moment. Up. The Google Marketing Live event where they showed, okay, what they want to do with AI. And there, it's a small video where you will see that they want to integrate AI at all places.
Sosa cat
food. Good for your cat.
Buena para el planeta.
I think that you have understood that the potential is just huge and that as a marketeer, you'll be able to do a lot of things. But you think also that as an agency, we have to rethink the way we work because we could do much more. Or the collaboration we have with a creative agency, with copywriters, how can we adapt this? Because it will change and it's much easy thanks to those tools that will be available in the coming months. And it's incredible to see 6 months ago, Google was seen like behind. Let's see in 6 or 12 months ahead of us, how they will use AI in their tools. Or Meta, they announced also more or less the same tools that with the Facebook AI sandbox. So it's available in beta now, out of beta in a few months. So you give to the marketeers flexibility to adapt and to create more campaigns. And so nice challenges. When you think about this, okay, how could we go further and to have more impact for a brand like A? What if we could start from the keywords, from what is available in Google to create the content out of it? These are the tests that we do internally, that we have quite some R&D on how to leverage AI in SEO, in content, in advertising, in data. And you type a query, you select a relevant keyword thanks to a semantic analysis, advanced, are we visible? Is there a need for this or not? And based on this keyword, you search in Google, you extract the content from the 10 first results. It's possible to do it automatically. Then, thanks to neural language processing, so it's part of AI, to really analyze the link between the keywords, the structure of your page, you can extract it and prepare a prompt to create the content with the structure that will likely perform in Google. So that you take the first 10 results, you take, okay, those ones are very well performing on the keywords I want to target, and based on this, you want to define the structure of the content that you should create. As a copywriter, it helps you to speed up your process and focus on what could be interesting or useful for your audience. And then you can continue the test and create the content for it. And what you do is also in the prompt include tone of voice of principles that you want to have for, so that the content is the quality of the content is very high and that you have a limited but still very, very important human review to avoid hallucinations, as we call it in AI. So it's when algorithms will create a content that seems okay, but in fact it's fake, it's not real, it's not a fact. But also to adapt the tone of voice, it's just a way to really improve and speed up your content creation. It's not to create all content, but when you have a large e-commerce website, a large website with 20, 50 shops, how can you create the content for each shop? It takes a long time and it's not efficient. But now, by combining your first-party data, Python, OpenAI, but also this creativity to know what you should do, you can create the content that will make a difference. We have done test with customers and we see an increase in the process of 2, 3, 4 times faster than before to create the content with a quality that is very difficult for normal people to see the difference between what was done by a copywriter and what was done by the algorithm, because you give the good context and what is important to have a good answer at the end. So that's very impressive, and let's see what will happen in the coming months with those elements for e-commerce, retailers, and so on. Another element, if you are a retailer that you have 50 shops, you have for each shop a Google Business Profile or Google My Business. You have plenty of information about the reviews that the people will do in those stores, but also in Trustpilot or others. And thanks to the AI, you can rapidly extract the data, put it as an input, and you can have easily the sentiment of the users about the reviews. In French, in Dutch, in English, in any other language. Is it positive, negative, neutral? What's the main reason? And so you could see directly, okay, is there a trend? What is really an issue for AE or for a retailer? So that for telecom business, when there is an issue in the migration of your SIM card, it's always a catastrophe, but it comes out in the reviews, and that you need to say, okay, how can we communicate proactively? How can we have this? And so that you can better prepare the answer, so that your community managers can answer more faster and with a good context. So that's very interesting. You could also use this information to create a frequently asked question section on your website. Easy to do because you have all the inputs of what the people are telling about your shops, about your brand. So here, when we see those elements, it's more about, when we discuss internally, is find the use cases. What is interesting for your business and how we can use AI to make it a reality. The how is becoming more and more accessible than before, thanks to the API, a bit of code, and lots of creativity. But what's next? That's a good question. I don't have the right answer, Buzz Lightyear either. But what I'm sure, and that what I invite you is to be a curious child, I would say, to test, learn, do mistake, be curious, understand what is possible with AI, what you can do for your business. Maybe it will not be a good case. Maybe you will just have information, not really big impact for your business, but you will learn because AI is there to stay and will impact your business even more in the future. So we are here now in the era of industrialization, I would say, of AI, so that it's more accessible for all brands, not only the big Google, Microsoft, and the others, but also for SMEs and different brands. The creativity in how you will use it will help you to create a better customer experience and stand out in this complex customer journey that your customers will have. And maybe you have seen this quote, but I really believe that support your job with AI will make you even more efficient, more creative, and will have you so that you can have more impact for your job, but also in your personal life. So thanks for listening, and if you have any question now or later, I'm available.